There you go, and it's going to be the first ZVZ. That's going to be an interesting matchup. They normally go really, really quickly, and if there is good control, this is either going to be a Ling Bling fight or it's going to be
Yeah.
a Mura fight. If it gets into roaches and it's still a stalemate, it's going to be something which we will see into the mid game. I normally don't see uh, corruptors versus hydralisks, corruptors versus ultralisks in ZVZ. It really doesn't get into late game. So let's see what's going to happen.
Yeah. And what's interesting to note is that Nannu, who's playing on Dyxector's ID, has been playing ZVZs most of this tournament.
Oh, there you go. So there he brings in his A game because he knows this. And tell us about Gannu because he actually is a Brood War player, right?
Yeah, he does play Brood War, and Nitin and him told me that Nannu beat his brother Nitin in a PvP on Brood War. And Nitin's, I think, a platinum player.
There you go. So he is what we would call someone who knows how to play this game.
Yeah.
If he's playing on his brother's account, how do we know he's gold again?
He has another account on a different server, and Nitin actually asked if his little brother could play because his little brother doesn't really play StarCraft 2, and he says he likes Brood War the most. So, and his computer can't handle StarCraft 2 because it's old and the motherboard is bad and this excuse and that excuse. But I've seen all the replays. I mean, every replay that was sent to me, I saw, and I can tell that he's a gold level player at the most, and not more than that. Because there were a lot of mistakes that he made, which I don't think anyone in platinum or above would make.
There you go. And I don't understand what this is. Diamond Random is choosing Zerg. Why? And I think someone from our community should answer that question. So, guys, what do you think is going to be the result? What do you say?
It could be anyone's game. I mean, Kage, I think, has the lower hand in this matchup because Kage has recently shifted from Protoss. He actually asked me a few days back if he could play Protoss. I said no because he already had played Zerg, and if he plays Protoss, that means he's a diamond level player, so he can't participate at all. So I told him that he had to play Zerg.
Okay.
And
yeah, that's actually a very valid point. Extremely different builds which are actually going on, which is there. This was a very quick pool here, and he's just gone sufficient gas, and there goes the 4 links, and there's popping 2 more at the back of it. They're going to walk across the map and try and scout out something that is going to be interesting, although there is an expansion at the back here. So let's see, is he going to follow this up with Nannu's parents will come back from church and spank him for lying. And that, my dear friends, is Manoj, who is always an interesting fellow into this. Thanks, Manoj, for the comedy. We couldn't have done it without you. And there is a Baneling nest that has been built here. On the back of that, there is another Baneling nest here. So let's see who will actually go ahead and finish. This is about equal 34, 33 here versus 36. Equal amount of this. Let's do a very quick unit count. 17 versus 17. 6 versus 6, 4 versus 3, 1 versus 2. That's because there's an expansion here, and about the same amount of larvae. So this is going to be a pretty even start and a pretty mirrored match start. The expansions literally started now, so that is a huge delay, which has actually happened, and the macro will be.
Kage also wasn't able to do too much damage with the initial 4 links that he sent. Nannu managed his 4 drones so well that he didn't lose even one.
Yeah, but you know, you see this. This is going to be a big push, which is going to be coming in the center. These are now a good 8 links here, and another 2-4 morphs. So this is 6 links with 2 banelings coming in. And that's the interesting part here while this is happening.
One baneling does get lost.
Yeah, and
he's sending the other one. Oh,
there you go.
He lost all his links.
And there you go. So that's just GG, and that's well, GG as far as that push goes. Yeah, and on the back of this, he has about 5 lings, no, 6, 7 there, 7 lings running across the map without speed, by the way. So that is one big difference it is there. And Kage is now going to be a little on the defensive, but I think he has replenished sufficiently well. And he'll be fine. Oh, but he goes and morphs all of them here. So I don't know whether he can go ahead and hold against these 5. I think he still has the queen sitting there, so he'll be fine. Yeah. And he does realize this, and he's moved everything back. There is the poor little popping, what do we call them? Popping balloons. And
Kage has started his roach foreign, which is about to complete. So there's a small advantage over there, but Nanu's roach warren is not too far behind. So let's see how that goes.
Yeah, and you have to understand one of the big things that is the big difference, and there is the speed. The speed is just kicked in. I was saying the speed is just taking a small amount of time, and there goes one Baneling, and that was probably good. And he's going to go ahead and take down Banelings by a 1-1 attack, and that's a great idea. I think if he sends one more, yes, he is, and he understands how to go ahead and play this game. He's not. There he goes, all 3 Banelings gone for a cost of total 3 Zerglings. So that is actually great, and this is going to be a full scout. Yep, he's going to check out everything. His entire view is now, if you look at this.
He does see the national, but I don't think anything entered the main, so he doesn't know what's going on in the main. He doesn't know that Kage has a roach foreign up and ready. And Nunu actually going up to layer tech.
Well, and he, and he is actually going and doing an in-base hatch as a macro hatch. I think he doesn't want to go ahead and let this game go into the 3rd level, and this is going to be a very quick counter if that is there. And the counter for this is Spine Crawler. So this is going to be stationary defense versus mass units coming through. Let's see what's going to be there. No, he did not get any scouting done. This is sufficiently well defended here, but as soon as this hatchery finishes, this is going to be an interesting. There are 4 roaches sitting here, and there is, let's look at a quick unit count. There is a huge difference between Nunu and Kage, 34 versus 43. Yeah, 34 versus 43, and that's a big difference. But now Kage has seen that there is a macro hatch that has come in, and there are the same number of roaches. So this, I don't know what is there. The income is going to be substantially different, and we see that about a 200 count difference here and a 200 in gas versus a 334 to 51. So the macro game is being literally taken by Nunu right now. And
look at the creep spread by Nunu.
That's phenomenal creep spread, right?
That's one queen just going at it.
And that the little queen is like, I will poop your brains out. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a creep highway which will go from here to all the way there. But I don't think that's a big difference, because you have to understand, in a ZVZ, creep really affects both people. It's not like my creep versus your creep. And that makes a big difference. And
Nunu is taking his 4th hatch at 3rd base. So he's going to be even more ahead now, because
and I think that is a very valid point which is there.
Kage just finished with his layer tech, but I don't see any player doing anything with the layer tech.
That queen might just get sniped here if he goes and attacks well. No, the pooping queen says, I will poop forever, I will survive, and she does.
She runs back.
And this is a big push which is coming in from Kage right now. He wants to go ahead and take out something, but there are sufficient units. These are a lot of roaches here. They're going to just go ahead and hold this entire line. This is not going to be any problem for Nunu. And now after that, there is going to be a big counter which is there. Both of them going for Barotech, and both of them for Gilal Reconstitution, which allows you to go ahead and move all your roaches really fast. And I think that's going to be a great ZVZ roach versus roach matchup. But I do like the macro hatches working over time here. This is 4 versus 2. A 4 base versus a 2 base Zerg is not going to be any kind of a success at all.
Let's see though. He does have the defender's advantage, so let's see
Yeah, well, I
how
don't
much
think.
that
Well,
helps
well,
him.
these are a lot of roaches you have to understand, and some these is a 0-0. Both of them is 0-0. Now nobody's really worked on any upgrades, and that might just even
No,
stuff up.
he's finishing up with his +1 on the roaches.
And
He's
I think he's just.
almost done. I think he's waiting for that.
Yeah, and he's just waiting for that to go ahead and come in. But while we're doing it, there are infestor tech that is coming in, and well, that's going to be an interesting counter to all these roaches. But I don't know whether these roaches can really counter. 10 more roaches are on their way, but the push has started, and I think this is going to be a strong thing. He's going to wait for this entire thing, and he's going to go ahead and wall them off. And I don't know whether this is going to work right now. But this is all. There's too many roaches from Nanu. They're just eating alive all the defenders, and. But all these roaches are coming in, and there comes the defenders. But there is a huge replenishment cycle coming here. I think this is going to be just going to bust down the gate. Can he do this? This is a good concave that is going on. But there he moves out of the concave, and he makes his own bigger concave. That's a great counter. That's a great brood war technology. Just move forward so that you can go ahead and get a better reinforcement concave onto the defender. And this is going to be big. I don't know whether this can be countered or not. There are some
This
others.
is going to be a GG.
Yeah, there are some units that have been put down here. Everyone's gone and burrowed, which is not a bad technique. Which is not a bad technique at all. But I don't think he knows that there are 4 bases. He's been out macroed phenomenally well. He is waiting for this 2 spine crawlers to go ahead and finish, but I don't think 2 spines will go ahead and do this. And there is the GG. That was a good game. That was a really good game. And Kage now is back 1-0.